What's good? What's good, everybody? I got the stream yard in the chat. Let's see what's going on. I'm just sitting here waiting for a few people to join. Took me a minute to get it together, you know what I mean? So, just waiting for a few people to join, see what's good. Okay, okay. I was just hitting you up too. I I'm just not getting everything together. I'm trying to share this picture though. I was waiting for a few people to get in here. What's going on, Chloe? I dropped the stream yard in the chat. But yeah, I'm just I'm tripping out right now because it's so much being said about this kenneka Jenkins case. You hear so many lies, then you hear a lot of the truth. If you really dig into it. But oh my goodness, the things we're hearing right now is crazy. I'm talking about. I'm hearing everything from fake medical examiners to Franz Kagan and people chats and I mean, come on now. We got to talk about this, man. This getting crazy. I mean, I thought a medical examiner ain't supposed to talk about too much of nothing, especially if it's an ongoing case. I mean, I don't know. You tell me. I really don't think friends popping up out of nowhere, jumping in chats, talking. But I don't know. You tell me. It's crazy. It's crazy. But we're gonna talk about it though. We definitely gonna talk about it. Trying to share a picture with y'all. Let me see what's going on. I'm checking out something over here. What's going on?
Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up?
Oh
Okay,
man.
whatever you get stuck on, I'll talk you through it. But
Yeah.
it's busy right now on YouTube streets. They just they arrested the Trezell and Jacqueline West a couple hours ago for
Now who was
murdering
that?
the murdering of the two little boys out in California area.
Yeah, so did they kill the mother?
No, they killed the two little boys, but they arrested the mother and the father. Finally, it's been over a year. And To my knowledge, they hadn't found the bodies, but I don't know. They found something because they booked them and arrested them about 2 hours, 3 hours ago.
Oh, they most definitely found something. That's crazy. I mean, for
Yeah.
them to lock the parents up, we know they found something.
They got him on 2 counts of second-degree murder, 2 counts of uh, doing something to the kids, and then a count of misdemeanor for calling in saying it was an emergency when it wasn't, or some shit like that.
Wow. Yeah,
No
that's
bond.
crazy.
No bond.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
They got a
You,
hearing on the 3rd coming up.
it's so much going on. I was looking at the news. You see the 5-year-old boy that got killed. I think the mom and the boy got killed, and it was the teenagers that did it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
I ain't
it's
even had
it's
a chance to look at no kind of news shit.
it's so
See,
much going on.
keep
It's
me too busy.
crazy. I'm really tripping right now though because you know I'm sitting here listening to these to a lot of these YouTubers right now, and I'm it's like, where are they coming with all this? Like the medical examiners and
I
the
don't know.
fake medical exam. I mean, what the hell going on?
I don't know, but I'm gonna say it like this, so that way it's straightforward and up front, and there ain't no way that nobody can say I'm hiding any of my feelings or anything. But like I said in the comment on the live that you were just trying to do, in, on my channel, my panel of people that come up, and y'all all kind of take turns. Sometimes it's one, sometimes it's five, whatever. But y'all all, we're like a family over there.
Right.
And I have to let you know, the disrespectful, ugly, sexual, provocative things that Edward said about Miss Dana and towards Miss Dana was so far over the line. And
Yeah,
then right
it
after
was.
that, right after that, I don't know if somebody said something or if it was a comment and I missed it. I don't know. But he started talking about his male moderator from his Facebook group and how he knows that he comes over to my channel, but he's cool with that and blah, 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 blah.
Uh,
And I've always known, I think everybody in my channel knows that about that. But the thing is that he has gone so far over the line. It's like, you said that you're not cool with him, that you ain't politicking with him no more. And
yeah, yeah,
I
that's a
got that.
fact.
But he's over there saying that y'all still are. And
Oh
so that
no,
wasn't an
I'm here
issue
to I'm here I'm here
with
to
hurt
tell
feelings.
everybody that's listening or that's gonna listen. No, I do not agree with anything that Edward Joseph talk about or he's doing. You know what I mean? His nefarious mantra, whatever. All
Mantra.
that shit is mantra. It's crazy. You know what I mean? I'm not listening to none of that shit. At one point in time, we was on good terms and it was left at that. But when it come down to me listening to all of that bull, I can't go for it. I can't go
But
for it.
the way he had said it was based, that he goes, yeah, I know that he's over there. But I got my peoples planted everywhere. And it's like,
Ain't that something?
you know, there ain't nothing that you could tell that man that I ain't saying out loud for him to hear himself. And I know that, so I'm not worried about that. But the look of it to the public and to the viewers, the subscribers, and to the other people within our little family that gets on the panel, you
Right.
know, it made them all feel some type of way, and I understand that. But like I told him, I says I don't believe that Ed Brazy is still, you know, over there with Edward. I says I ain't asked him, I ain't looked. I says,
No,
but
it's been almost it's
I
been
will say
almost a
something to him.
year. It's been almost it's
I said, I
well,
will say
yeah.
something to him because I said, y'all are right. That shit ain't cool. And I ain't never told nobody to pick and choose or anything. And I still won't tell nobody to pick and choose. But I can't be cool with somebody who is buddies and politicking and patting on the back, whatever the fuck that y'all want to call it. Somebody,
Nah.
he literally took and froze Miss Dana's video that she did to where her mouth was open and shaped in an O
When did he
shape
do this?
the other past couple of days, and said that he
Oh,
was
this
going
something
to
that
take,
just happened.
yes, said that he was going to take his big black meaty rod and shove it down
Wow.
her mouth. I mean, just literally. and that she was
And that's what and that's the thing. I don't understand the disrespect for women. It's killing me because to sit back and hear how he do it so fluently, you know what I mean? And it's crazy. Like, and this is just on different, all type of different occasions, you know what I mean? This ain't the first time. I mean, and these are the things that you got to look at if you're looking at content like that. I mean, look at how he's sitting up here going off on these women in his chat, or just period. The shit that he's saying is out of pocket. It's all the way out of pocket,
it's
all the way down
way
from blaming
way
Teresa,
out of pocket.
all the way down from blaming Teresa for killing her daughter, all the way down to sitting back, disrespecting all these women on these different panels and other YouTubers. I mean, it's all the way out of pocket, man. So yeah, that's a
He's
problem. That's a problem with me.
I mean, he the way he said it was, um, he says I something about, I don't know, he decided or he chose whatever, that Miss Dana and Irene Roberts were going to be his online girlfriends. But he's not calling her Miss Dana, he's calling her Miss Nefarious. But
Hmm.
he's got her picture up there. And he says that they're going to be he's going to make them his women, and blah 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 blah. Then the next live, or the next, well, yesterday, he turned around and he was saying some shit about Miss Nefarious. I'm changing your name to bitch. You're my bitch now, but we're gonna have to get a divorce. I mean, just went off, and that's why Dana, she lost it. She lost it. She got on live today, and she lost it.
Did she go off on his ass?
She made a video. I swear, if I didn't feel her pain, it would be a fucking hilarious video, because she flat out said, "Edward, you just took me 30 years back. Now you need to take and grease up your asshole and shut. I'm gonna shut." She went all in.
Ooh-wee.
She
Ooh-wee.
she went all in.
And
So
see,
he
that's
come
the
back and he's
thing.
gone live like 2 or 3 more times talking about the only reason why y'all are acting like that is because y'all know I'm right. Now this, and it's like Boss Blake said, he goes, quit giving them attention. They'll eventually go away. But like I told her, I says, the most fucked up part is the man's doing his job. He's entertaining his fucking audience. I says, it's those 40, 50, 60, and 70-year-old women in his chat, because they were all calling out their ages last night or this morning, whenever the fuck I saw it.
Right.
One of the oldest one was 73.
Hmm.
These women are talking about, yeah, they heard me and Dana saying stuff that we've never said. I mean, it was like if he paid them to say this shit. And
But see,
it's like, where is all I hear out of the black community is unity, unity, unity. We want unity. How is that unity when you got a group of black women lying about Miss Dana and myself, and y'all want to say black unity? And then all of a sudden, Ava came back from the dead.
oh, Ava not there no more.
Yeah, and
That's Nia's friend.
said that we called the cops on her and this and that. And so when I made a little video about it, calling her out, she same thing like she used to do. She gets in my comments. I don't know how she has her settings set, but I can't see her comments, but I get the notification email. So I can read it through my email, but it doesn't show on my channel. And she says, I never said that about you. I said they and them. Bitch, he was talking about me and Dana. So when you're sitting there saying, yeah, they and them, that's me and Dana.
Hmm.
And it's like,
All of it, to me,
we did.
all of it is just bullshit because you know it's plain. I mean, come on, man. Anybody that's sitting here listening to a lot of this shit that's being said, and I ain't even here to try to bash nobody else. But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, he know what's going on. He know why I fell back. You know what I mean? At the
Shamika
end of the
B said
day,
it best. Shamika B said it best. She said, she told Boss Blake, she goes, I'm not talking to you about this because I know that you don't follow him. You're not in his groups. You don't watch his content, nothing like that. She says, but for the ones that do, where the fuck are the real men at? That are watching his content, that are in his groups on Facebook and stuff. Where the fuck are the real men at to
he got me
stand up
blocked.
and tell Edward, to shut the fuck up?
He got me blocked from all his shit.
Well,
Because
he
when I
said you
went
were
at
still
him,
his moderator. I don't know. I
I'm not
mean,
no
I ain't
fucking.
been in there, so I don't know. I mean, I went over there and I copied some stuff, but I didn't look to see who moderators were, whatever. Because me,
Oh,
my
I
thing is,
am. I am still in that group. And
my
what's
thing
so
is,
crazy?
it's not
You
my job to
want
go
me to tell you?
against
Want me to tell you what's
and
so
check
crazy
things.
about it? I post shit like I posted random news video in that group.
Yeah,
I thought he was gonna take it down because it was about him, but he
yeah,
didn't. You know what I mean?
yeah.
See, at the end of the day, you know, you sit back and said, I'll challenge you, and all this shit. Stop it. Me and you, we sat back and we did nights and nights of talking about this Kanika case. We talked about all type of shit. We came up with so many narratives, thinking and trying to wonder what happened and this, and all the shit came out to not be true, which I understood that at the time. You know what I mean? But to
But
continue
that's part of
on,
the process.
yeah, that was part of the process. You know, it was a lot of shit that we came about that we thought was real and it wasn't. You know what I mean? But to continue on with it, then it's like that's what's throwing me off. If I'm telling you that no, that's not the truth. That's not this and this. You know, I just found that out. You know what I mean? And you continuing on with the shit, then it's like, hey, I can't ride with that, man. I'm not gonna ride with it. So shit. I turned you. I told you to. I told him to do YouTube, not thinking that he was gonna come with this type of crazy shit.
Hmm. Let me see here. See if you can. Let me back this up. Now I don't have this speeded up. This is normal speed on this sound on this video, but um, she had when she recorded it, she speeded it up. So, but I want you to hear what she says. It's like that, like what I'm fixing to do. But somebody told me to come and check on Edward's channel because he is calling out of my name. So
It's going so fast.
you'll
All the
get
way
it in
up.
a minute. She's moving the thing around right now. He's calling myself and Casey out of our names. But you know, I have enough of Edward Joseph. I tried to be kind to this man. When I spoke with him, I spoke with him with respect that I think that everybody deserves. But he's a disrespectful person. This is what I'm not going to have Mr. Edward doing, is calling me out of my name online. So Mr. Edward, this is specifically for you. It's specifically for you. I'm going to take you back to 30 years ago. When I called you a pussy-ass nigga who prey on weak women because you don't know who you are. A man that's a bruised ego. A man who ain't nothing but a bitch. That's what I feel about you. So what I suggest that you do, since you're such a bitch, get your grease ready to grease your asshole for the next nigga to come fuck you. That's what I think about you. Now that's me 30 years ago. I ask you to stop playing with me. You don't know anything about me, Mr. Edward. The reason why you're choosing right now to come for me and Casey is because we had questions about the information that Island Girl 49 is presenting on your channel. Well, guess what? We've been in this community from the very beginning. Casey has done a lot of research, and I have put in time for the research on the things that I am most familiar with myself. So when somebody like Island Girl 49 comes in the community claiming to be a medical examiner assistant, claiming to have gotten the body of Kenneka Jenkins to her office and doing things with it, yes, we have questions. And so should the other people in the community have questions. Because how dare she inject herself into this case on using that status?
Hmm.
First of all, it's unethical for her to get on YouTube and speak on this case that is still in an open court. But you're trying to get your community to believe that because, like you say, you've created a narrative. That is your narrative that you're pushing. Well, push it to the weak ones because you can't push it to us. We know too much. And like I
That's a
said, if
fact.
I be you, I take my time to get myself together. I first start off with doing a little research, soul searching, and see how well I do stand with God, since you claim to be a child of the king. Because the stuff that you're doing on this internet, I'm sure God is not pleased with it, sir. The Bible tells us to beware false prophets. And in my eyes, that's exactly what you are. You feeding this bullshit and this nonsense to these young kids who are coming in this community who don't know much about Kenneka Jenkins' case. If anybody wants to know the truth about Kenneka Jenkins' case, you spoke on Casey O'Dara. Well, guess what, people? In Mr. Edwards' chat room, I suggest that you go and follow Casey O'Dara. Because that's where you're going to find the truth at. You're not going to find it on Edward Joseph's channel. This man has a total disregard for women. He has a disdain for Miss Teresa. This woman, he don't even know this woman from a can of paint. But he hates her. But he's claiming to get justice for her child. As he would say, make that make sense. Edward Joseph ain't nothing but a clown. And like I said, what you need to do is go clean your dirty house. And don't forget to wash your dirty ass, because I'm sure you got a lot of cum stuck in it.
Mm-mm.
got about 30 more seconds. 20 seconds.
And as for Island Girl 49 and the people in Edward Joseph's chat, one thing about me is you never have to worry about me calling your job or anything like that because I don't have an interest in trying to hurt people or getting deep in their business like that. I'm asking for your credentials because you injected yourself into this community claiming to be the medical examiner's assistant who received Kanika's body. Other than that, I have no interest in you. So, people, again, and the people in Edward Joseph's chat, don't let Edward Joseph lie to you guys. Casey O'Vera, nor did I call Island Girl 49's job. That is a blatant lie.
There you have it. Do you think he took her out of her character?
Oh, so what's going on, man? I'm sitting here tripping right now because she snapped.
Do you
She
blame her?
snapped, but he needs
That's what
that
I'm
shit.
saying. He's saying that you're still buddied up with him, whatever. And I'm saying
Let's
that's
let's get this understood. Let's get this
that's what I'm
understood,
saying.
right?
Let your
Let's
people
get
know.
let's get this understood, right? Um, in the beginning of all this, Kenneka was a ghetto black bitch to Edward.
Oh, he said it again yesterday.
Yeah, she was a ghetto black bitch. That was his. That was his beginning when it came down to the Kenneka case. Now he's so invested into trying to prove that Teresa has something to do with this and all this extra shit. Well, I'm here to tell you, like I told you before, Mr. Edward Joseph, um, everything that you're talking about is lies. You know it. That's a fact. Um, no, don't try to tell no public that, oh, I deal with you or I deal with you in a certain with this case or anything other than that. Nothing, because I don't, and you know that. So let's get that understood. I'm not dealing with nobody that's sitting here blaming Teresa for killing her daughter. I'm not dealing with nobody that's disrespecting women at a capacity that you're doing. This shit is terrible, man.
It's very
So
disrespectful. It's very disgusting. And to watch the women sit there and start calling him king and saying how that they wanted to send him some money on their from their on his cash app or something, like, it's like, if that's what y'all want to do, go ahead. Go ahead.
see, you know what's so crazy?
I would never
You
block somebody's hustle like that. But as long as you keep mentioning my name in every single one of your damn lives,
and
no
go ahead
telling.
and mention me. Go ahead and mention me, cause shit,
That's the only reason why he's getting numbers.
you know what's going on. You don't want to drop the numbers fast. 'Cause me and you is what Tupac say. You and I know what's going on. Ain't that what he told Puffy?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You know I know what's going on. So we could leave it at that, or we could take it anywhere else. But you know I know what's going on, my man. I know you over there telling them people a bunch of bullshit. You know I
I
know
mean,
that.
like Miss Dana said on her live today, she says those women are so new to him. They don't even realize this man used to sit there in the dark with the teddy. It was a dog stuffed animal that he called a teddy bear, and pretended to be raping the stuffed animal, like if it was Kanika, and he was the one doing it to her. That's a sick-minded man,
Yes.
and you're calling him a king. I understand this community is split, down the middle as far as how they feel about Teresa.
Right.
But I can say this much, and I've always said this: there is no proof or evidence that Teresa did anything or had anything to
No
do with her
proof
daughter's death. So other than
whatsoever.
that, she shouldn't have anything. She shouldn't have anything to be even brought into this. Okay, then let me show you how to take care of that little orange guy there. There's little dots on the side, and when you click it, just if you hide him, that way he could stick around and you still get the number for him, but ain't nobody got to look at his ass. It's one of them
So
robots.
I can't block them.
Well, you can if you want to, but I tell everybody just to hide him from the channel, so that way the robot don't know that it's still coming to your channel and you're still getting numbers, but nobody ever sees them.
Okay, so let me see.
I
Cause
don't understand how the robots work, but
it
that's
only
what I.
give me two options.
Oh, you're doing it from StreamYard, or you doing it on YouTube?
StreamYard.
Okay, go to your if you got your YouTube tab open, if you go to that one, if you don't got it open and gone, just block them.
Yeah, I'm block them. I always see them in other.
Yeah. But I figure, hey, is enough of them keep coming around? I just hide them so that we ain't got to look at them, and I keep getting counted for it. I know in the
Right,
long run, I think in the long run, the way that YouTube works, they know how the robot, which ones are the robot's numbers, and they
and they
take the
take them
number
out.
back away. But okay, I'm gonna beat this system yet.
Boss, where you at? You still in here, man? Go ahead,
He's
come up, man.
multitasking. He's multitasking.
You got going on over there, boss?
He was working on that West case, and he said he was working helping 54 Keys out too a while ago. Anyway, I don't know if he still is, but I was
I'm
talking to him.
um
So,
I'm still tripping off the Jelani case. I'm gonna talk about that because that's
you
it's
should.
like I don't know what's
You followed it more than I did. So that's the topic that you should be able to bring to your channel with some clarity and some factual information. Anyway, from the mom. Now I know the mom. I gotta because I'm still in that group. I had a post come across maybe a week or two ago. The mom had posted up something asking um, help from the public if anybody had some kind of information, but and I can't remember now what it was, but you know, it one thing this community needs to stop trying to do is compare cases.
yeah,
You
that's a
can't
fact.
compare Kalani, Kanika, Kendrick.
You damn
The
sure
only
can't.
thing that they have in common is that they are black and they are no longer on this planet.
But you know what's bothering me? See what happened because I noticed that right. Everybody try to compare it because they feel like organs. Kanika organs wasn't missing.
Yeah,
What the hell is going on? And Jelani, his organs,
we're
when we looked it
liquefied.
up, they were liquefied.
So they weren't taken; they just got disintegrated by
Now
the bacteria.
Kendrick, I don't know how he got stuff with newspaper. I didn't really look
But
into his.
they said that his okay, when that happened, I did look that up, and it believe it or not, it is not illegal for the funeral home when they get the body from the medical examiner and they have to
Okay,
prepare the body. Okay, if whether or not you have things missing or not, put it that way, a lot of times the body does have to have artificial things put inside of it to make it appear normal from the outside.
right,
And so newspaper is one of the acceptable things that you can use to do that. Sawdust is another one. I don't know why anybody would use sawdust unless it had to do with like a small area or something. But like
hmm,
here recently I was researching about autopsies and it never occurred to me about the eyeballs. Okay. So
right,
the eyeballs are generally taken out during the autopsy period. And it talked about what I saw was how they generally will put all the organs when they're done cutting the pieces off that they're going to send to the lab or whatever. They put them all back in a bag and they lay it back inside the body. Well,
okay,
the eyeballs don't get put back inside the eye sockets, so then that would mean that your eyes would look like it was sunk in at the funeral, and people's don't look like that. So I'm assuming the funeral home puts something behind the eyelids to make it appear like their eyes are still there. You understand what I'm
hmm,
saying?
yeah,
So, things like that is what I when I'm researching and learning. Um, but as far as like if your organs were donated or taken, whatever, they still got to put something up inside of you to make your body appear more normal. Because one thing I learned in college, when I went to college, funerals are not for the deceased. Funerals are for the people that are still alive to be able to say goodbye to the ones, to do their starting of their mourning, I guess you could say.
okay,
And that's their in other words. So like when we see all the flowers, ever how anybody decides to have their funeral, whether it's flowers and singing, uh people reading poems, whatever they have, that's for the people that are sitting there to know that their loved one that's deceased was loved by a lot of other people as well. Because it's not like the dead person's going to get them flowers or whatever, and that's basically what it's what the idea behind it is because you think about it, if you go to a funeral and there's only 3 of us there, 4 of us there, you're gonna be looking around like, damn, nobody else cared about this person.
Hmm.
And that's generally, the more people you have, the more flowers you end up having and things like that. So it makes it a big more abundant of love, is the way that people translate that into their brains. And it gives them the opportunity to say anything that they wanted to say before they get buried, things like that.
Right.
And so, you know, but you want the body to look as normal as possible, as the way it was right before death. There's some that like cancer patients that maybe have women that's lost their hair. Sometimes they'll put a wig on them that was more like their hair before they lost their hair, with chemotherapy and stuff. They'll do different things like that. Or like sometimes they'll put the wedding rings on their hands, and then right before they close the lid, if the family requested to take the wedding rings off and give it back to the family, different things like that. It just depends on each family, is different, but that's what that is for, is to make the body appear more normal. Now, from what I got from the Kendrick Johnson's case, his mother Jacqueline, if I remember correctly, was surprised when they had this, and I don't know how many autopsies they've had now done, but when they went to have the second autopsy, when they opened them up, because it's a baseball stitch is what they call with the Y incision, when they're closing them up, they cut it back open to go start doing their autopsy. I'm assuming it was the bag of organs was not there. It was only the newspaper stuff. And because when you're buried, the funeral, like I said, the funeral home's going to leave all that stuff in you. Plus, if they have to put other stuff in there to make your body look normal, if it's newspaper, whatever, okay, fine. So when you're buried, then when they have them exhumed and they open them back up to do the autopsy again, even if the organs are all disintegrated and gone, you should still have that plastic bag there with some kind of trace of evidence that there was some organs in there at one point. So that's what I'm thinking, that must have been what had happened, was that there was no evidence that their organs was even there, because they said the organs was missing.
Now that do seem strange. But that's that particular case.
Yes. And that's what I tell people. I says, I won't say that organs haven't been stolen, but I will say that I think that, especially in Chicago, but in a lot of other areas of the United States, especially, that it's blown out of proportion to what's to the amount that maybe's really going on. And I can say that because of my mom being a kidney transplant. My aunt, she just made a post a couple of days ago. She's on her 2.5-year anniversary from double lung transplant.
Right.
So I do have some experience with the transplants and stuff. But like when it comes to the kenneka case, all these people talking about her organs, and they did this, they put her back in the freezer so they could steal her organs. Do y'all realize what it takes to actually be able to take an organ and be able to have it useful, to be able to sell or give away or whatever? You can't just cut it out and stick it in the next person, or cut it out and let me put it in this ice chest and keep it going. No, it has to be kept with a process that's keeping it alive. That organ has to still be alive, which means oxygen has to be pumped into it. To get oxygen pumped into it, you have to have blood pumping through it. So a lot of times there's a little machine that they have hooked up to it. Depends on what organ it is, how it works out. But there's a little machine that's hooked up to it that makes artificial blood flow through that organ, so that, like a heart or something, so the heart will still be pumping in that ice chest or whatever the container is that they've got the organ in, But and even then, when you get it to the potential receiver, there's tests that have to be done. You can't just stick somebody else's heart into another person. you might end up killing them faster because it's not the right. It's not just the blood type. It's a lot of other things that are tested. Because I know that when my mom first found out she needed her kidneys, they had the family members go in and get tested. They tested us first was DNA. Are you actually really related to them? Then they the blood type. Then they test the what do you call it, the something in the blood. I forget what it was called, but it was several things that they were actually checking for just to be able to say whether or not it was a match. And nobody in the immediate family was a match, but her sister was. The sister that ended up later getting a double lung transplant. But my mom ended up passing away before they were able to do the kidney transplant. So my aunt never had to donate her kidney to her. But that same aunt, her daughter-in-law is a school teacher, elementary school teacher. I want to say 6 or 7 years ago, she donated one of her kidneys to one of her little students. He was like I don't know, 7, 8-year-old boy.
Yeah, it's people that do that all the time. You got people that do that.
They're not related or nothing, but they were a match. So it has to do.
Match.
Yeah, it has to do with other things besides just. I mean, family members. A lot of times ain't even a match.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, is the chances that Selena and Kenneka could have maybe been a match for each other? Maybe, but guess what? It's still irrelevant because she had hers done months before Kenneka was ever dead.
And it was never said that Kenneka organs were stolen. So
well, I mean, if you want to give these people the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, Cook County is corrupt and they're lying.
No, Cook County ain't gonna do shit like that. That would be the first case of something I done heard.
It's like, well, like going back to the fake medical examiner assistant. Okay, I was going to do this tonight, but I got distracted with other things, and now it's going to be midnight, so I probably won't end up doing it. But I was going to, just look up, Cook County medical examiner or any medical examiner doing a public speaking or anything like that, and see how they talk. Because, for one, like Miss Dana says, you can't just work in that capacity and just hop on any old YouTuber's page. Because according to this girl, she went to Trey Gang and he cussed her out. He wouldn't let her up on the platform. She went to Zillionaire and he clowned her or something, whatever. Just for y'all's sake, just so y'all know that, Zillionaire is a document proven pedophile.
Yes, sir. I heard
multiple
about it.
times over. And it wasn't even because a lot of times he'll go back every time it gets brought up. He goes back and he tells people, "Oh, it was my ex. She just got mad at me and said I did that to her kids." Well, guess what? The two victims were not even related. So
that's sad. That's some sad shit.
And it wasn't even one time. A couple of years later, he was charged again. So don't come at me. I got the records. If y'all want me to prove it, I can do that. Yes,
he's a repeated offender.
But anyway, so he didn't want her either. So then that's how she stumbled upon Edward. So here's my thing. According to her story, she was the one that received Kenneka Jenkins' body the first week of September. So that scratches out the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th. Because the first week of September, I believe, was only the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Maybe the 4th, but I think the 4th was on a Sunday, I believe. Either way. So she got Kenneka's body before Kenneka died, okay? Either way. So she signed for it. Well, guess what? Part of my next FOIA request is the documents that is the paperwork that shows who signed for it and all that. Because guess what? That's one of the things that I can request.
Right.
Okay. She said that she signed for the body and that her boss, a male, came and unzipped the body bag. Now, from my research that I did about autopsies, like I said, what they said was that they only unzip it as far as the head at first. And they start examining around, like in the hair area or whatever, for evidence that might need to be collected. Anything that's on the inside of that bag, because it might have fell off of the body during transit, whatever.
Right.
So then they work their way down to unzipping the whole bag. Now, She makes it sound like the girl was naked. And guess
It
what?
tripped me out because the
How
shit
could she
she
be
said.
naked? How could she be naked? Because even when it was transferred from the one medical examiner to the second medical examiner to do the private autopsy, they don't deliver the body naked. They wrap it up. So unzipping that body bag, it would not have exposed her body in the manner that she tried to describe it to be exposed in.
And the stuff that she's sitting here trying to expose, can she get in trouble for talking about this?
If she really worked in the capacity that she says she does, she would lose her job.
Thank
Now,
you.
according to her and him, we called the medical examiner's office. Now, picture this in your mind. I want you to grasp this fully. That we called the medical examiner's office and asked to speak to the boss. Didn't say what boss it was, but the boss.
Right.
And we got them on the phone and we said, Island Girl 49 on YouTube said this, that, and the third about Kenneka Jenkins' body. How
Oh, wow.
stupid would we sound calling anybody on planet Earth talking about somebody named Island Girl 49?
So that's her name at the job place, Island Girl
Apparently so.
49.
Apparently so. Now, I did hear one even better, and I am so tempted. Maybe Brazy, you might even be able to help me out with this. According to the last little live that I just listened to a while ago, on Friday, this past Friday, let me look at the calendar so we can make sure I got the date before I forget what date it was. Let me look here. This past Friday, which would have been February the 25th. So everybody that watches this on the replay, y'all remember that. February the 25th. Island Girl 49 got a call from the police station, from a police officer, CPD,
Okay.
who stated that they found her vehicle. Mind you, she didn't even know it was gone. Okay?
Hmm. She didn't know she had a vehicle that was stolen.
Probably didn't even know she had a fucking vehicle. Anyway.
Okay. This the same lady that was eating soup telling us.
I don't know.
Okay,
She said,
tell 'em about the
the
story.
officer said, we found your vehicle. Somebody called 911 that there was a vehicle on fire with a person inside of it. So they dispatched, the fire department and EMS and whatnot. It turned out to be a mannequin. So somebody come and stole Island Girl's car, took it to some other part of town, went and got a mannequin and put the mannequin in the car and then set the thing on fire.
So, and when this happened?
This was Friday. So
This
I
was
want to like
Friday.
call the CPD. I just don't know who it is I would be speaking to because I know they got different districts. So I don't know how that works. Like if you're trying to find out about a crime, I don't know if I call one office, can they tell me information if it happened in a different district or whatever? But I'd like to call and find out if in fact this event
This actually
actually took
happened.
place. Being that the fire department and EMS and the CPD were all called out to the scene. Now
Right.
I didn't find anything with the Chicago Tribune or the Sun Times, but
It wouldn't be, but
they could have
it,
been
it
fucking
would
up and missed it.
it wouldn't be, but that's something. That's something that's see to do something. She these people said, "Oh my God." Okay, this is what I want to ask you. Let me ask you
I ain't
this.
lying. She said it out her own mouth.
So what's your thoughts on this?
She probably gonna put
Fran,
her cash app up next. She needs a new car.
Fran's cave popping up out of nowhere after all these years in
In
someone's
Trey
chat.
Gang, in Trey
Oh
Gang's
my God.
chat. Okay. Like I said in my video, Trey Gang said as soon as he saw him in the chat, the guy made 2 comments, whoever it was. And Trey Gang says, at the end of that live, he goes, look, right here, this is my community board. I'm going to put my email right here so you can contact me. My first thought was, wait a minute. Didn't he already email you his confession? Don't he know your email address?
Hmm.
Because it ain't changed.
See, this is the funny part about this. The other night, me, Boss, and the other Boss Blake was live on Boss TV. We was on his live.
The Dallas. Okay.
and a lady came up, sound like a Caucasian lady. She came up and she was telling us this story, explaining to us about these people and a guy named Keith. And in the middle of her trying to explain about Keith and Rosemont and all this, a Keith pops up in the chat with the scary voice talking about I'm gonna get you and this and this. So we all laughed. And we laughed and we knew what it was. It was people playing games. Even this lady, even when the Keith popped up, she hung up and wouldn't get back up in the chat, right?
Yeah.
So this particular guy, he had stuck his middle finger up, you know. Then he left and came back and put a very vulgar picture up of himself, you know, holding himself,
Okay.
trying to get my man channel messed up, right?
Okay.
So I look up the other day and turn on YouTube, and this same lady is in his chat. I mean, on his panel talking. And I'm like, oh, she finna run the same play she did over there on ball shit. But oh, they she didn't do none of that. They got to talking and chopping it up and agreeing with this and this and this. I said, oh, so they running plays.
Yeah.
They running plays together. So it ain't got to a point where you literally have YouTubers just sitting back, going live, yet possibly having another phone, acting like they're in the chat as someone else.
Yep.
The whole time while we're live, you going back and forth in your live with your people, this and this. You literally have another phone or possibly have someone else jumping in this chat like they're France Cave to run a play, to make
Why
the
not?
world believe that he's messaging you and he's going to get back to you. See, after you get so many likes up and you get so many subscribers and so many viewers and your money get up, then once things start to come to light and people see that it's bullshit, you got to come up with shit that keep it suspenseful. So
Be
that's what
going.
it's
Yep.
look. That's what it's looking like. It's looking like now we're looking even with Edward Joseph bringing out this so called lady. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Clicking back up with um Nia the liar.
Yep.
You know, it's crazy because they're all trying to run plays. It's really it's become a money thing with a lot of these people because that's all it's about. If I could scream the loudest or curse the loudest or lie the most, then I got it. People gonna tune in.
Yep.
I'm
That well,
noticing.
I mean, she always felt like whoever was the loudest was the most credible. And the thing is that the audience seems to follow that
Yes, they
same.
do. I noticed that.
It's like, yeah, well, she must be right because the other one backed down. No, maybe the other one just don't feel like having a screaming contest like if they're a child.
Nah, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna go back and forth with nobody who I know lying. I mean, that's first and foremost. You know, we can sit back and talk our shit, you know, but I know you lying. Ain't no proof in anything that you're talking about. That's a fact. That go on both ends. Because now, you know, don't get me wrong, it took what you got Trey Gang talking about he done went from the housekeeper to the security guard to the France, and he trying to say him and France was cool. He didn't do nothing. And I'm like, oh man. He talking about, oh, France
Well,
cool,
see, that's
y'all.
why I said. Well, that's what when I made that video, I said so because Trey said in his live, he says, "I got your back. We support you. Well, we all you got all of us thousands over here supporting you, France." Okay, so according to your confession, you participated in the murder of Kenneka Jenkins and the cover up of it. And Trey Gang and his people are backing him up and supporting him. So don't say you're J for K.
And that's the crazy part.
And how people don't comprehend that, I don't know. But now, Edward did say that he did a little short live earlier today, saying something about or maybe it's still going on. Hell, I don't even know. I don't care. but he said something about he was going to show these pictures that breaking news. These are some old shit that Straight Drop used to show all the fucking time when the case happened in 2017. But he says, shout out to Nia Conley because I got these. I acquired these from her. The same people that we've been talking about me and Dana. And I forgot what he called us this time. But anyway, he says because they ran a good YouTuber off of social media. Well, first off, when did that take place? Because she posted up a video 4 days ago. And she's been spending all her time on Clubhouse, and everybody knows that anyway. But that's him. What that is just him planting the seed of ugliness to all these new women, middle-aged women, you would think had better common sense to even entertain the bullshit. And they plant that way. He plants the seed so that way they just constantly believe that Cassie and Dana are these types of people. And then you have people like Lazarus Ava popping up in there giving the whole sad story about how we called the cops on her for trying to kill herself.
First of
how
all,
you sound with that? Because I didn't even ever believe you tried to kill yourself. So how would I be calling a cop on you for trying to kill yourself?
oh, shit, that would be a form of trying to help you, trying to stop you from killing yourself. But yeah, we knew all that was a lie. They did that to get money. Shit.
Now she did turn around and throw Nia under the bus, saying that Nia backstabbed her, saying that it was Ava's idea to fake it or whatever, and it was never fake. It was real. And that what everybody didn't know behind the scenes, Ava was actually paying Nia's light bill and buying her groceries for her because Nia would call her crying that we ain't got no food in the house.
Well, I thought Nia said they big bosses and they get money.
Mind you, I went back to look at the time frame, and that's the time that they was getting them bottles off the top shelf. So, Ava, I told you the first time we spoke, do what you want to do, but you better keep your third eye open on that lady because she's a scam artist. So how are you going to turn around and get mad at me because I called it right? She, well, we're friends. I says, well, when you use the definition of friends, I says, is that somebody you've actually met in real life, or it's just somebody that you've met online and you seem to be cool with? She goes, no, I met her online. I says, okay, well, that being said, I'm not going to tell you not to speak to her. I'm just going to tell you be cautious because she has a history of doing, bad things to people that she brings into her circle. Now, I don't know which one of them's guilty or which one of them's not. All I know is that Ava kept coming on my platform talking about y'all are going to make Nia try to kill herself. And then all of a sudden, next thing we know, Nia says Ava tried to kill herself. And the next thing we know, when we exposed the scam, then they pointed fingers at each other saying the other one did it, whatever.
Did you see that picture I just put up?
Went up real fast. I didn't see it. It went too fast.
Oh, I didn't know it actually popped up.
Yeah, it did pop up, but it blinked too fast. It looked like the lower level, maybe.
Yeah, it was one of them.
And then he's claiming now that he has photographs from the actual autopsy. I wanted so bad to say, but you said the autopsy was already done when they got the body. So which is it? But he says he's got the photographs of the autopsy and other stuff that apparently this Island Girl 49 confiscated and slid it to him. Now I don't know how she did that, being that she's supposed to be in Chicago and we know he's in California. But he's got all these women praying for her because we've been so mean to her. Well, y'all are stupid.
Yeah, that shit
because
is
just
crazy.
like you crazy. When you told me, you contacted me and you said that you lived in Chicago. Okay. Mm-hmm. One way or another, I didn't decide whether or not it was true or not true, because either way, because the way I think is like, just because your residential address and location, that doesn't make you any more knowledgeable on the case unless you were actually there.
Right,
That's
that's
it.
a fact.
And so when you and I first started talking, when I did have actual questions about specific things of Chicago, I would ask you, and you would give me the answers or whatever. But if you would have came back with something so off the wall, then that would have made me think, okay, maybe this guy don't really live in Chicago. He's a liar, whatever. But the things that you did, the responses that you did give me sounded legit. And then I was able to go and research further in that direction. And it would pan out to show me that, yeah, that is what it is. Okay. And, but people don't do that. They just sit here and like, oh, yeah, that sounds good. I bet that's what happened. And I guess this community, the kenneka community, I don't know if other communities are like this, but I guess the kenneka community is so full of a lot of hurt and damaged people that they almost unsubconsciously want the kenneka story to be so awful so that way they can feel better about their life because somebody else had it worse than them.
Right. Because it's like people want it to be just crazy. I mean, I mean, to the point where, oh, her mom set her up, her sister, this and this, this and this. Don't get me wrong. Yes, I don't, man, look,
It's happened in the world, yes, but it's not. There's no proof or evidence of this happening in this case.
no, no, it's not. It's not. And it seemed like it's just a bunch of shit that people just throwing in there, trying to make it sound good, soup it up, make it sound fancy.
Yeah, because
And
what does calling off the protest have a damn thing to do with whether or not she had anything to do with kenneka getting killed?
what is her not crying on camera or making you think, she did something? I mean,
It's the
people,
logic that they lack. They don't have any critical skills, thinking skills in their
what
metabolism.
surprised me? It's a lot of people that really don't know about this case. Even it's for real. Like even when you talk about facts or talk about things, and you try to bring things to the case file, it's people that don't know. Like it's a lot of people that's sitting here really listening to certain YouTubers that don't know shit. They going off of what they're hearing from other people and trying to put bits and pieces together, and they come up with different narratives every other week.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a lot of new channels that are popping up, and they don't have a, a source to go to gather the the details and facts of the case. Like for us, when the case first happened, we didn't have the case file for like 6, 7 weeks. But then once it was released for the next 3 years or 3.5 years, whatever it was, we had the Rosemont website, the link to take us to be able to go look at the case file, to be able to see the facts, look at the photographs, watch the footage, whatever. They don't have that now because of it not being available like that. Which is another reason why I should be getting it because they said they got my money. It's already been like a week, I think, that they said they got my money. But so that what they're doing is they're doing exactly what Edward's been doing. It's just they go to one YouTuber to the next YouTuber, and they look at their content to see what is it that they can screen record real quick, or they go to TikTok and get that little 1 minute clip, and then they start a channel and they comment over it. And about a week and a half ago, I one of those channels came across my news feed suggestion, and I clicked on it, and the girls popped up a lot of videos, but she already had some content before. Kind of reminded me of like teenagers just putting up little stuff, whatever. But she is an adult, but all of a sudden she had just started popping up some kenneka stuff, but it was stuff that she was taking from other people, and it was stuff that's been debunked way back in 2017. Like that one post that said it was supposed to be from Irene, but it was a fake profile because it says, "I just want to turn up for my 19th birthday." Well, it wasn't Irene's 19th birthday, so from the very first sentence, you should have known that that was a fake profile writing this up because Irene turned 21. But
Right.
she used that post and she made a little video about it, whatever. I get in the comments and I said, I said, that's from a fake profile because Irene turned 21. I left about 3 comments and she had hearted them all. But then the third one, she come back and she just went off on me. You don't have to be saying all this. Let people just learn as they go. Learn as you go. Well, how are you going to learn if somebody ain't telling you when it's wrong and proving to you when it's wrong? How are you going to learn as you go? So after you put out 500 videos with false information on it, then all of a sudden you're going to wake up one day and you're going to see the light and have the truth in your head? Come on. So I just politely told her, well, I see what you're really after because you ain't after no damn truth. Because I mean, like that one video alone, I mean, all you gotta do is Google up. It's free, people. How old did Irene turn on her birthday in 2017? And when you see that she was 21, you have to understand that that post that said it was my 19th birthday is fucking fake. Period. And so that means all written afterwards is irrelevant, no matter if it sounded true or not. It's all irrelevant because the first sentence is a lie. So that means a person is lying who's faking to be somebody they're not. So why would you even consider reading it any far past that? I don't get that.
And then you already know it's like the average person ain't finna sit back and go Google it. They're gonna listen to the bullshit.
And she did. She had like a few hundred views and it had only been up like for one day or some shit. And that shit's just crazy. But one day, like I said on Miss Dana's live, one day, these people that are doing this purposely, something's going to happen to them down the road. Maybe they're going to think about the bad things they did. Maybe they won't. I don't know. Either way, it's still going to come for them.
Right.
Something's ugly. It's going to end up, whether it's going to be that you can't pay your internet or your water pipes broke, your car broke down, if you even got a car, I don't know, whatever, things like that. That's why I think a lot of times things like that, I'm not going to say all the time happen, but yeah, I think some of that happens because that's your karma for the lies. I mean, like in this case.
Let me ask you something. When you doing your lives like this, you can edit your lives?
No. Let me put it like this. If you do edit them, you lose your chat. So on the replay, you won't have a chat. And I found out when I started my chat doing the lives on my channel, majority of the viewers that catch it on the replay, they only want to catch it so that they could read the chat while the live is actually doing its thing.
Right.
I have a bad habit of not even paying attention to the chat, but I found out the hard way. Yeah, majority of people, they want it with the chat. They want to see who's saying what or whatever. But yeah, if you go back, let's say like those times when we had the flashers come across the screen, that's why I had to end the live right then and there, because if I go back and just clip that part out or blur it out, something like that, that's considered editing, and then I lose the whole chat. So for me, I always just took it down and made it private. That way it stayed up in my video, my list of having, this many videos or whatever, and with this many views, and I didn't lose the views or nothing like that. But I'm not going to get penalized with YouTube for having nudity or whatever.
Okay. Well,
but on your videos you can, and you don't have to worry. What it does is like if you did that with the video, what happens is it'll come back and you lose all your your comments and your views and your thumbs up, whatever. It's like if you just made a whole new video again. So what I said, I learned this by trial and error just when I started having my channel. So when I did the video about Trini, the one that had the floral Adidas that was sitting on
Hmm.
top of the other girl, when I did the video about her, when I found out who she was, um somebody in one of these groups went and contacted her and told her that I was put up her dead daughter and all this and that. She doesn't even have a kid. Um, and all it was and the girl had said that I could put up, her who she was, but she never said nothing about it was her deceased sister. Well, she had the deceased sister in the picture of her profile picture with her, so she never mentioned nothing about it. So when I made the video, I had it like that. Now she did come in my comments and say something then. So what I did was I went back and I blurred it out. Now, if I would have known, that was the first time I ever did anything like that. So if I would have known that I was going to lose all my comments, I would have at least screenshotted them or something, because like I said, she came in my comments and was talking. I thought it was going to save it and it didn't. So I have no record of that at all. But uh when the video went back up with the blur spots on it, all the comments that had been made prior to that got deleted. I think the views stayed, but I know the comments got deleted. And that pissed me off, because YouTube don't explain this stuff to you when it's, yeah, here, you want to edit, go ahead, but it doesn't tell you what's going to happen if you edit.
So they'll let you edit stuff out your video, period, before you.
Well, I mean, if you do it before you publish it, yeah, but they don't. YouTube really doesn't have any tools like that for us to use. They have the blur thing that you can go and put the blur over somebody, like if you need to blur out somebody's face or somebody's blood and guts. They have a clipping thing where you can clip out a part. But I mean, if you made the video yourself, you more than likely you have those options on whatever it is that you made the video with to be able to trim it down. um the only other thing is like if I put up something and it's got music that gets copyrighted, right? they
Right.
will they will allow me to go back and take that
And
music
take that
out
music down. That's what I was talking
without
about.
without it counting against my views or my comments or anything like that. That I can do through YouTube. It's just it's a very long process, because once you do it, like let's say like it's a 10-second part, right? Once you do it though, it takes fucking hours for it to process. And all you can do is just let it just do it, because they got the control over it. Now they do have on certain videos, I don't know how it's distinguished, but like on a lot of these girls' lives, you know how they got the music playing in the background?
Hmm.
Okay, I've uploaded them, and the songs that'll pop up as copyrights, like 50 Cent's Lollipop, that song was in one of them. They have this thing, but it's not on every one of the videos. It doesn't have the option. So that's why I said I don't know how it works, but it had this little thing here. It says, do you want just the song muted out? I said yes. And it took a couple of hours, but either way, it still takes a couple of hours. But what it was able to do was take out only the song, and it left the word. You could still hear everybody talking.
Right.
And I wish that they had that on every video. And I don't know how they distinguish which ones they can and cannot do that on. But whenever you say, yeah, go ahead and take the song out, there'll be, if you get the option on that video, it'll have two different ones: mute the entire thing or mute just the song. And I hope they get some technology where they can start doing that better, to where they can do that to a lot of our videos. Because there's a lot of times that the music's playing so damn loud, even if it's not copywritten, you can't hear what the hell the people are saying. And that way you could take that, like T-Boz Live. I would love to take the music and
Man,
a
take
lot of
all
that
that shit
background
out.
noise out of there, but
Uh-huh.
I've talked to Boss and a couple other people, about if they knew any apps that that can do things like that. And so far, I've gotten nothing, that actually does anything like that. But yeah,
Well, I'm gonna play around with it for a little bit tonight.
all right.
I gotta lay it down. I gotta go to work in the morning.
Okay.
But
Now just
just
remember, on this StreamYard, you are limited to 20 hours a month on the email that you used. So when you get to the point that you're going to find, and you will get to the point that you're going over 20 hours a month, all you got to do is get you another, make another email address, and you can still link it up to this channel. So like whenever I use up all of my 20 hours under Chloe, I go under Cassie, and I still have it on the same channel.
Right.
So, um, and you don't have to redo the 24-hour process or nothing, because it's your channel that's actually having to get approved, not the email address.
Okay.
But the only difference is that like right now you'll be able to keep clicking and you'll be able to do it straight through. But when you hit that 20 hours, and it'll tell you at the very top, it'll say you've almost reached your limited amount of blah blah blah. Then when you have reached your amount, and I had it one time, I only had like a couple of minutes left, and I did an 8-hour live. So it lets you run over. It's not going to cut you off in the middle of your live. But when I went back live the next time, then I had to log in under my other email. So when you
Okay.
do that, that's when it's going to send you to your email, that 6-digit code, and you just got to give it the 6-digit code. So now you're doing your 20 hours under that email address.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but those are just little tricks of the trade with the StreamYard. And
All
then
right.
you look over there on your right hand side. There's where it's going to say banner, brand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you need to check those things out, because that's where you're going to have like um, make decisions on your screen to have names showing, have the banner running across the bottom, just different things like that. So make sure you check
Okay.
that out before you close it out. All
Okay.
right,
Okay. All right.
all right. I'm gonna exit out of here. You
All
can
right
end it.
then.
You up in that right hand corner up top. You can end the live and still play with those options while you got it open like this.
Okay. Okay. I'm
All right,
definitely gonna do that. All right. Well, look, y'all. We
customize
got
yourself.
we got a look. We got some facts tonight. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do
Oh, you
this
got you another
again.
robot.
I see he in here too. I'm gonna take him on out.
You
But
popular.
yeah,
You got two on your first live. Ain't you special?
yeah. We're gonna get back to this, man. Believe that.
Oh,
Much love though, Chloe.
all right,
Much love, boss, for
all right.
showing up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna holler at
And
y'all.
I already shared it on my community board, so you'll probably catch some replays.
Okay, for sure.
All right, bye.
All right, y'all. We're gonna do this again, most definitely the right way. You know what I'm saying? Hey, tune in next time. My crazy life. We get some truth and some facts about this KJ case. You know what I'm saying?